Hey everyone, it's your favorite neighborhood trader, the Redcoat here, with another video about the joy of Satan. Alright, and today I've got a real treat for you. Today's about, joy of Satan trying to appeal to atheists. So let's dive right into this sack of shit. I have received several personal emails from former atheists and other skeptics who believed Satanism and the occult were nothing but fantasy products of an overactive imagination and or unrealistic foolishness. All of these people wrote to me because they realized to their surprise Satan is very real. So right off the bat, the first thing that she offers as evidence is purely anecdotal and no different than a Christian pastor claiming God is real because some people sent me some emails and they said that they experienced God in a real way. And let's see what else we got here. Satanism is unlike mainstream religions. Those who open their minds will experience him. This is the same thing that Christians do. They'll say, you would have experienced God if you were a real Christian, if you really would have just opened yourself up to him. This is not evidence at all. And then she just goes on, another conspiratorial rant. And the fact is, we evolved, and one survival skill that stuck with humans from primitive times was to recognize patterns. And now, modern conspiracy theorists, like Maxine, exploit that trait to push their own agenda. But that's a different topic for a different video. Let's get into the scientific evidence. Let's see, so first she says, our limited understanding of quantum physics has revealed a bit about the human soul. She doesn't actually explain anything here, or how quantum physics is tied to her cult. She just mentions that we have a limited understanding of quantum physics. So, in other words, she's presenting an absence of evidence as if it's evidence. Now where have I seen that before? And this is something that New Agers, mystics, and all sorts of charlatans like to exploit, because it takes an immense amount of knowledge to even just have a basic understanding of quantum physics, or quantum mechanics. So what these charlatans do is, they'll pick out words like energy and wave particle, and they'll use those buzzwords, and weave them into their narrative, because buzzwords are a lot easier to remember and understand than science is. So, moving on. And here's where we get to the real bombshell, the real scientific meat of this article. And it's Kirlian photography. So let's read what she says. Kirlian photography reveals the fact that we have an aura. Kirlian photography is a specialized form of photography, along the same lines as X-ray imaging, though skeptics try to contradict the validity of Kirlian photography. There are photos of auras of individuals before and after performing a hatha yoga session, which amplifies the powers of the soul, and there is a noted difference, as the aura is much stronger after the session, and this is also keenly felt by practitioners, the energy buzz. After the session engulfing the entire body, the soul glows. Doubt this? Just practice hatha, physical yoga, for a month or more correctly, and just see if you don't begin to feel your soul. Well, considering Kirlian photography mainly picks up on moisture, it would make sense that a person who's even just barely sweating after a session of yoga would enhance the effect of the photograph. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to learn more about Kirlian photography. Honestly, getting into a practice of yoga was probably one of the only good things that came out of me being a part of the Joy of Satan cult, but I never felt my soul after I did yoga. Oh, but I tried. And yeah, I never felt anything that couldn't be explained simply by blood rushing to one specific part of my body. Anyways, that's about all she really provides for atheists. The rest is just a bunch of conspiratorial nonsense. So, let's review what Maxine has presented as evidence for her claim that the JOS is true. 1. Anecdotal evidence. 2. A conspiracy theory. And 3. Pseudoscience. 4. More conspiracy theories. Are you convinced? I'm sure as hell not. If the claims from the Joy of Satan are true, why is it that articles like this have to rely mainly on conspiracy theories? I mean, you would think for people who claim to be able to talk to an all knowing being, it would be priority number one for them to ask Satan to give them some sort of undiscovered scientific truth so that they could prove to the world that the JOS is in fact the truth. So, why is it that the Joy of Satan has to rely more on conspiracy than science to bolster their claims about the nature of reality?